Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 2 PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I am using Pate's Spear, which you can get from either killing him or from fulfilling his quest line with Creighton. Whatever one you choose to do, well, that's your choice. I personally like killing him just because it's faster, and I don't really feel like dealing with the whole storyline between them, so that's my preference. But anyway, getting started. Pate's Spear. This weapon requires 11 strength and 27 dexterity in order to wield. It has an E scaling in strength and a B in dexterity. The physical base damage of the weapon is 270, and for me, the attack rating is 449 with a Ring of Blades and Flynn's Ring. The counter strength of the weapon is 130, the poise damage is 20 per hit, and the weight is 6 units. Now, this spear is one of the longest in the game. It's definitely up there with the Dragon Slayer spear and the pike. So I would have to say that the biggest pro of this weapon would be the length. Without a doubt, hands down, it is the biggest pro of the weapon. People generally tend to underestimate its reach, so they'll put their guard down even when they're still within range, and then you can just poke them once or twice, and then that's a good thing for you. Other pros of the weapon, I would say the damage is decent. The running attacks I personally would consider a pro, despite the fact that if you miss, you are very, very vulnerable. It leaves you open because they are lance running attacks, not typical spear running attacks. Another pro would be the counter strength, 130. It's good enough. It gets the job done, and the weapon's got a decent enough attack rating otherwise, so it definitely can hurt when you hit someone with it. Some cons of the weapon, I would have to say, again, the slow lance attacks, like the running attacks and the R2 attacks specifically, those can leave you very open. There's a time and a place for them. You really, really need to keep that in mind when you're using this weapon, or else you're going to end up having a bit of trouble. It's not like most other spears where you can use the R2 attacks and they're still fairly fast. They're lance attacks in this case, and you know, that's a good thing and a bad thing, depending. Most lance attacks, they do hit multiple times, so they can be more easily parried. And on the other hand, they hit multiple times, so they can deal a ton of damage. And then you've got your decent counter strength, and you know, it's really a good thing. So, other than that, the only other con that I can really think of would be the stamina usage. This thing uses a ton of stamina, and you know, it makes sense. You're doing really strong, heavy, powerful attacks, and they're slower than typical spear attacks, so it would make sense that you would use more stamina. It's a fair trade-off in my opinion. Overall though, it's still a very, very good choice, because if you're going to be using a weapon that does have lance attacks, like, you know, a lance or the spear, you're probably going to be doing a little bit better off with the spear, simply for the fact that it's longer, it has roughly the same attack rating, it's got lower counter strength though, stamina drain is roughly the same, but the big thing here would be the weight. This thing only weighs 6 units. For a weapon that can hit that hard, it's really a fair trade-off, and it's a good thing in my opinion. Also, you can't really beat the satisfaction of just killing someone only using running attacks with this weapon, just running them down. So, that's that. Anyway, this is the last fight in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it helpful in one way or another. Please like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.